The man was suffering from cancer, yet his wife happily carried a cake to the hospital to celebrate his birthday, because she knew in her heart that this would be her last dinner with him. Just earlier, the woman accidentally overheard a conversation between her husband and her father-in-law outside the ward. The father-in-law said he had invited foreign specialists to treat the man, but the condition was that the man must break up with the woman. It wasn't until that moment that the woman realized she was the biggest obstacle to his treatment. Besides, she was pregnant at the time and couldn't take care of him for long. So, after the man fell asleep, she left behind a farewell letter and quietly slipped away into the night. Moments later, the man woke up from his sleep, but did not see the woman's figure. However, when he saw the farewell letter, he was stunned. The woman, in order to let him receive better treatment, was willing to leave his world forever with their child. The man's heart immediately turned into a mess of panic. Dragging his sick body, he ran out of the ward, searching frantically everywhere for the woman's trace. The wind and rain buried his cries, and under the dim streetlight, he found the jade pendant the woman had left behind in a car accident. At that moment, heart-wrenching pain spread throughout his body. Neither tears nor rain could wash it away. Just then, the man's wealthy father arrived, bringing news that the woman had died from her injuries. The man was utterly devastated. 7 years passed in a flash. The man still could not escape the grief of losing her. Although his body had been cured by the specialists his father invited, the pain in his heart could only be eased by the jade pendant she left behind. But the man never imagined that his father had deceived him. The woman hadn't died, and she had even given birth to a smart and lovely daughter. But after that accident, she became mentally impaired due to a blood clot pressing on her brain. She could only survive by relying on her daughter collecting scraps and the neighbor's charity. But fate seemed to enjoy mocking the unfortunate. One morning, the woman suddenly vomited blood and fainted. A kind neighbor helped send her to the hospital, but the doctor said she needed urgent brain surgery to remove the clot. Otherwise, she would become a vegetable. But the surgery cost 300,000 yuan. Meanwhile, the man, apart from working each day, would hold the jade pendant and think of her. His aging father couldn't bear to watch any longer and gave him an ultimatum to marry and have children soon. But the man still insisted on not forgetting his old love, blaming his father that if it hadn't been for his obsession with social status, he wouldn't have lost his lover and child. The father was furious. After the man left, he ordered the butler to throw the jade pendant as far away as possible. The butler obeyed and tossed it into a distant trash bin. Unexpectedly, it was picked up by the girl who was collecting scraps to pay for her mother's surgery. With years of experience collecting scraps, the girl felt this jade pendant was valuable and believed it could save her mother's life. But for the man, it was priceless. It was also his medicine for the heart. So when the man learned that the pendant had been discarded, he immediately used his power to search the entire city for its whereabouts. Soon, his men found the girl through surveillance. At that moment, the girl was trying to persuade the doctor to use the pendant to save her mother. Seeing this scene, the man was furious, scolding the girl for using a found item to seek profit. But the girl insisted on exchanging it for money to treat her mother. The pendant he cherished was desecrated, and the man was completely enraged. He snatched the pendant from her hands and pushed her to the ground, warning her never to appear before him again. The man's words did not scare the girl, but they made the doctor feel a sense of danger. Fearing the man's power, the doctor dared not keep the woman any longer. Even though the girl begged bitterly, the doctor still walked away. The girl turned to other doctors for help, but no one dared to respond. Just then, a female doctor quietly told the girl that as long as she got the man to sign a waiver, everything would no longer be a problem. But the man was not so free at that moment. Facing his father's push for marriage again, he once again said that aside from his old love in his heart, he would have no one else in this life. Carrying on the family line was out of the question. His father was so angry, he almost vomited blood on the spot. The father and son parted on bad terms once again, and it was at this moment that the girl came knocking. At first glance, the old man thought the child looked just like his son when he was young. He couldn't help but wonder if this was his son's illegitimate child. Once suspicion arises, it takes root. So while the girl was urgently asking about his son's whereabouts, the old man secretly took a strand of her hair. Not finding the man, the girl didn't dare waste a moment and kept searching. Finally, in the pouring rain, the girl found the man and stopped his car. The man looked at the girl kneeling on the ground, begging bitterly, and felt a trace of emotion in his heart. Looking at the waiver the girl handed over, he wanted to sign it immediately, but being a seasoned businessman, he still felt a bit cautious. So he decided to follow follow the girl to the hospital to see for himself. But at that moment, the hospital could no longer wait for the waiver and had thrown the woman out. Just then, the man also arrived with the girl. Seeing the woman being pushed to the ground by doctors and security, the girl angrily argued with the doctors. The doctors had plenty of reasons for their actions, but they fell silent in the man's presence. The man stepped forward gracefully, wanting to see what the girl was really up to. But just then, the man's father called, telling him a shocking secret. After hearing it, the man rushed home, but right after he left, the woman woke up.